Hi, I'm Beebee. I'm here with my dog Ruby. This is Scrambled, Sid City. Just to recap, we went home with a strange older woman and she made us fucking breakfast. I'm just saying. So we were making fun of her name. She goes by Frequency. We called her Freak. Don't do what, Freak? We're on the same team, right? So we need code names. Good working with you, Freak. Alexa says, same here. Scram. She seemingly having accepted that I owned her egg joke making ass, picks up a piece of toast and bites down on it in defeat. It's really nice though, breakfast. I mean, good scrambled eggs, we say. Glad you like it. When she smiles, there's a surprising amount of warmth to it, kind of because it looks tough to her to not be putting it on. She looks like more of a natural smirker than a smiler, is what I mean. And in spite of everything, she's easy to talk to. I bring up the mahjong, and I can tell that she wants to go on about it, but she holds herself back, barely. It gets to the point where she asks me something. Have I lived in Saffron all my life? What's it like to be at a coffee shop? Do I own a gaming PC? All that. And I can't tell if it's part of her info gathering or if she's just genuinely interested. She's smart. Or maybe just fun to talk to. It's weird. I feel like it's not the time to bring up the girl in the pictures, though. Or family at all. She hasn't mentioned it once. So we should try to get a hold of your landlord, she says. Oh, yeah, that'd be good. Kind of hard to get a hold of on the weekends, though. She says, do you get locked out often? No, screw you, other stuff. Well, let's see. She picks up from the table, or gets up from the table, walks over to the next room, and comes back with another brick-like laptop. A lot like the one she had in the cafe, but this one is bigger. And it runs Linux, or Linux? Linux? I don't know how to pronounce it because I don't use it, because of course it does. Well, of course it does! I can't even imagine what else it would run. So you're going to, like, show me a database of every person in the city and all their contact details? No, I'm gonna Google them. Aw. People are irresponsible enough. I just keep pressing that right button. God damn it. People are irresponsible enough with their personal data that it's essentially easier this way. She's pretty much right, considering she finds his contact details in about 10 seconds of me remembering his name, asking me to go grab her phone from the counter for her. Is this the one she used to give me that weird call? Man, it looks so normal. I hand the phone to her, at which point she stares at me with confusion until I take it back. Oh, right, I'm making the call. Do it for me, please. I punch the number. The phone rings for a good 20 seconds, and then nothing, just the answer phone. Hello, this is Sydney. I'm living in Bathory Tower, room 204, and my keys were stolen yesterday. I'm currently staying at a friend's. Could you call this phone back? I glance over at Alexa for permission, kind of, and she takes a moment and shrugs. So we can sort stuff out? Sorry about this. Talk to you soon. Not much success. I think we need to turn up the pressure, Alexa says. She gets to her feet, and this time, going once again to the other room, and I assume she's getting out the answer phone. Man, that name sucks. Maybe my naming sense is off. Look, I've got my wallet still. I can deal for a few nights or go stay with another friend, or... It's a matter of principle, Alexa says. I think I'm right about the phone, though. She's holding some huge brick thing. It looks like a smartphone in a casing surrounded by enough extra parts and add-ons that they have their own case to hold it all together. How does she even speak into it? Is she like the people who hold tablets like phones? Ruby, what are you doing? When she gets anxious, she starts pulling at her hair on her arms. Sweetheart, what's the matter with you? Come here. Ugh! Come sit by me. Come sit by me over here. She puts the behemoth down on the table, and there's enough semi-exposed wiring and crudely soldered together parts that I'm scared to touch it. Is that the thing that makes your voice sound funny? I have a lot of things for that, but yes, this is one of them. Instead of passing it off to me, this time she dials the number in herself, adding a couple extra numbers onto the start and end, presses the call button, and slides it over to me. I start to pick it up, but she takes a hold of my hand and pulls it down, keeping the brick, yeah, it weighs about as heavy as one, on the table. Use it like a speakerphone, she says. Oh, that makes sense. We sit there for a minute, the ringing not stopping. In fact, it's getting even louder on our end. You see any good movies lately? Quite a few, actually. 2 more minutes pass. The Frankenstein tablet is getting loud, and we're both shouting over it so we can even talk. He's either very determined to enjoy his day off, or there's something else getting in his way. God, maybe he's locked out too? Or his phone could be off. What? This method can't turn on his phone. Okay, so do you have something that can do that? Yes, but I need to set it up, and I think it might be overkill on your lazy landlord. I tapped the phone to hang up. Would my voice have come out all robot weirdo if he did pick up? Oh no, that's a separate program I'd have to run first. At this point, I think he kind of deserves to get freaked out, we say. So what are your immediate plans then, she says. She raises a pretty good point. Staying with a friend did come up earlier, but I can't call any of them, and I don't actually know their numbers. Sure, I could show up on their door and explain myself. But other than that, I don't really know where else I'm going to go in the short term. I could try asking over Twitter, but Alexa doesn't seem like she'd let me touch the computers. Ruby, what are you doing? Ridiculous. Okay. Pride versus practicality, I guess. Looks like we gotta stay here. I'm gonna stay here. I turn and look her right in the eyes. She said that stuff yesterday about seeing through what you start, right? I mean, sure, it was about me writing her name on a coffee cup, and I don't know if she even remembers it, but I do, so... She says, oh? You made the offer, right? Before, so I'm gonna take you up on it. We're changing direction here because Ruby moved, and so now I can get in a more comfortable position. Score! Alexa's face is hard to read right now. She's as neutral as ever, but if that's okay, I mean. After a moment of thinking, Alexa winks at me. I think it's more like she did the closing one eye thing and didn't actually open it again for a couple seconds before giving me another one of those brief little smiles. If you don't mind a sofa bed and the noise from the server room, then be my guest. She's not wrong about the noise. But then again, I hadn't really noticed it since we started talking. And when you do listen in, it's kind of calming in a way, like the tides or bird song. Or really not much like those, but it's the same kind of feeling. Yeah, it's white noise. Got it. Besides, Sid, you told him to call me back here. Oh yeah, I probably should have thought this through. Should I stay in today? It's fine, I'm going to be at home all day, I think, so you get on with what you have to do, she says. I mean, I don't have to work or anything today, so I don't know what I can do, but appreciate it. To be fair, she might want me out of here too. I don't blame her for that. Oh, and if you do go out, she fishes around in her pocket, grabs out yet another phone, and foists it into my hands. Take this. It's basically a burner, so it'll wipe itself every 24 hours, but otherwise it's good. I put my number in it too. It's a slightly old smartphone, probably one of those budget Chinese market ones that does the basics, and, well, I'll take it. Wow, my very own phone. Thanks. I nearly say thanks, Mommy, but that feels wrong on a lot of levels. It is definitely not good. Man. So no app games then? I wouldn't advise it, she says, but it's up to you if you can deal with the pain of having to start over every day. Wow, a whole new element of gotcha hell. Alright, day 8. It's been 2 days. So no attempts from her to get in contact or return the phone still. I don't know why I expected it, but... Nope, we say. Maybe she didn't even realize she took it? The explosion threw me off a ton. I hope you're not saying this is my fault, she says. Not at all, I don't know. Seems like a petty thing to do on her end. Me and Alexa are currently in the middle of real detective hours, doing that classic putting pins into the board to figure out the criminal's goal and plans detective thing. Except we're using one of those interactive whiteboards, because Alexa just happens to have one of those. Of course she does. I haven't looked around all of the rooms in her apartment, but it's pretty big. Not in the nicest part of town, but it's not a dump either. I can already tell she's kind of a hoarder, though. No shit, you think? There's weird gadgets everywhere. Some bought, some her own creation, I think. And then out of nowhere, she's like, oh, also I have an interactive whiteboard if you want to use it. Must be nice having disposable income. How come you were able to find me so easily, and we've still got no clue with Enchantress? She's better at her job. Ow. She has more experience than you, too. Huh? She's been in the villain game for a while? Alexa pauses, grabs the pen, and pokes at the whiteboard in what looks like a completely random place. She seems to realize that since she undoes it immediately, but it's a little bit nice whenever I can see she isn't infallible. Although, then again, I've had a few chances to see this over the past couple of days. This is so weird, but Alexa is probably one of the best roommates, quote-unquote, I've ever had. She's super chilled about about everything. Lets me fiddle with most of her cool shit she leaves lying around. It doesn't get weird if I come back late. Doesn't stay up all night blasting out Witch House Spooky Mix 2014. She's fun to live with. I didn't fucking know Witch House was a real thing. I googled it because this came up in Dream Daddy too, and then it showed up here, and I was like, is this a real thing? Like, what the fuck? It is a real thing. It's absolutely a real thing. And you know what? It slaps. Her only weird thing was that she didn't give me a key, which is fair enough. I mean, you're not her fucking wife, okay? Like, you don't live here. But if you call me up, I'll let you in, was what she told me. What if you aren't in? I'd ask back. And she just shrugged and told me she'd find a way. What, would she just come back just to open her front door for me? It sounded like it. Anyway, that made me feel wild bad to even think about it, so I made sure to try and stick to her schedule the best I could. I don't think I actually saw her ever go to the sleep or anything either. I guess it doesn't help that she can teleport or whatever we say. Maybe she teleports onto a horse to help her escape. Alexa says, why a horse? A bike would make more sense. I don't know, more magical. On Saturday, we even ended up watching a movie and ordering pizza. I think she does this a lot. She's got a loyalty card for at least 2 pizza chains. Of course, if I knew where she lived, it'd be pretty easy to finish the job, she's saying. You wouldn't even have to worry about it. But I want to worry about it. Besides, the next time we find her, I'll turn invisible and trail her and find her base and stuff. Alexa says, do you think that'll work? Sure do, Chief. If there's one thing that bothers me about Alexa, though, one weird hang-up that I should probably just ask her about, is that she keeps on using the verb finish when it comes to Enchantress. It's real 90s, I guess. Like, real saying fuck and unloading a whole clip of a chain gun into the side of a bus. But it still bothers me, so... Hey, Alexa, when... The phone, but for once it's not the cursed answer phone, it's the normal house phone that I only saw her use when she called my landlord. Oh crap, could it be finally? Alexa looks towards the phone's little screen and gives me the nod, and I yank the handset from the cradle. Hello? Yes, this is Sid. Yeah, I'm really sorry about this, but yeah, the keys. They were stolen. Yeah, just the keys, no address or ID, so yeah, no, I don't think they could break in. I kind of regret saying stolen instead of lost, but it makes it sound less my fault, which it totally isn't, because how often do your keys and phone get teleport stolen? But aside from a fee and me having to apologize a lot, the dude doesn't seem too annoyed. Tired maybe, but I don't give him trouble with rent and stuff, so I guess I get off this time. Right, thanks a lot. Yeah, I can be there ASAP. An hour? Thanks again. I'll bring the fine with me. Yeah, thank you. I hang up, and it's got to be obvious how relieved I look, because Alexa leans back against the whiteboard like a weight's been lifted off her shoulders, too. She's the best. All's well that ends well, she says. Yeah, that's what I like to hear. So, you finally get me out of your hair. Seriously, sorry for all this fuss, we say. It's been fine. You don't make too much mess, she says. Aw, glad I worked my way into your heart. It's been real fun living like this, though. Makes us feel like a superhero duo, doing all the groundwork before going in and kicking ass. Guess I can come around and visit whenever? Not so great at keeping secrets now, are you, Frequency? Now I know exactly where your woman cave is. Or do you? And I have your number written down. Scrambled's learning on the job. Oh, do you want the phone back? Because it's, her phone. No, it's fine. I have a lot of phones. I can believe that. I've seen like at least 7 while I'm here. And otherwise, I don't know your number, do I? Yeah, that's very true. Okay, I'll hang on to it till I get mine back at least. Look, I know I keep going back to this, but that's a strong flirt. She knows what she's doing. Do you need help packing up? She says. I mean, I literally came here with the stuff in my pockets. Fair point. I kind of expected her to ask if I wanted to take one of her laptops with me, but I mean, I don't want to carry that around. Besides, most of my stuff is still in my hoodie pocket. Alexa hadn't offered to lend me any clothes or anything, So no real chance of stuff to get split up, and I mean, I respect her look, but it's not really me. So it's pretty much just a case of getting my charger cable from the wall, my wallet from the sofa, and wow, that seriously is it. I take in the sound of the low humming from the servers and whatever else is in the room one last time. Crap, it really actually is soothing. And then double around to the front door to excuse myself. We will say goodbye in the next episode. See ya then. Bye.